good morning, and a heartfelt welcome to everyone who is here in person, and also for everyone who is watching us and following us online. This is the World Conservation Forum, and my name is Andrea Joós. I am a biology teacher and a science communicator and the host of this stage today. Our first topic is very interesting. I don't think most people think that Swarovski does more than little jewelries. And our speaker is actually responsible to overlook the activities within the sustainability of the company and also to further develop it with a team who he, I guess, really likes, and I guess he like him too, because he is a professional, you will see. Please welcome Andreas Treppo.
Thank you. Hello. Well, to start with, I want to thank the organizers and the invitees of this event. And what an extraordinary event, what an occasion, and how important it is also today to speak about conservation and sustainability. So thank you for the invitation, and I'm really happy that I can be here for Swarovski Optic to do our part and bring this topic alive and into discussion. But let me start off by introducing Swarovski Optic. Swarovski Optic has been founded in 1949 by Wilhelm Swarovski. We are a company which specializes on the development and manufacture of long-range optical instruments with the highest precision for the premium market. Our company is based in Absam, Tyrol, that is in Austria, in the heart of the Alps. And as you can see from this image already, we are really fortunate because we live and work in a place where nature is very accessible. So many of us are out hunting or mountaineering or just simply spending time in nature. And that is something very inspirational for everything we do. Swarovski Optic has 800 employees in Absam, and we are 1,000 worldwide with all our organizations in different countries. And that is important because we export about 90% of our products. Who are our customers? Well, obviously, a very big customer base for us is the hunting community, with our binoculars, rifle scopes and telescopes. They are very important to us. But also birders are a big customer group, as well as the outdoor community. These are simply people who are interested in wildlife observation. And as you can see from these images already, these customer groups are very different in many aspects, to such extent that there's also misunderstanding and not always a full understanding and appreciation. But what all these people have in common is that they have a common appreciation of nature. And that's where we come in, because we believe that this appreciation is something which can grow into love. And we believe that if you love something, you are eager to protect it. So our success is really based on people wanting to see and experience nature. And we go so far that the purpose of our company is to be in the business for the love of nature. Today, we are challenged with big sustainability crisis worldwide. I just picked out 4 images and crises or challenges to illustrate what, in my view, our industry is a challenge with particularly. And that is plastic waste, with plastic finding its way into land and sea and obstructing the natural life there. It's environmental pollution, which is still on the rise with greenhouse gases still rising, waters being poisoned and so forth. It's climate change. According to the IPCC, in the latest report, climate change can be witnessed in every region of the world nowadays. That is a really shocking report result. But the IPCC also said that there's the possibility to change, but we have to act now. And the fourth challenge I put out is species extinction. According to the WWF, in the last 50 years, we lost about 70% of the population of all mammals, birds, insects, fish. And that is a challenge humanity never had in its history, and a challenge which needs to be tackled. So, looking at these problems, one really quickly realizes that they're really huge, and often one doesn't quite understand how one can actually make a change. But for us at Swarovski Optic, we see ourselves as part of the problem, being a producer and a manufacturer of products. But we also have the strong conviction that we want to become a part of the solution. Our company is a family-based, family-owned company, and we work on very strong values since the outset. And that puts us in a very fortunate position, because many of the things we do already have sustainably a very, very advanced standing. And I just want to give you three introductions to kind of illustrate that. I'm going to show some insights into production, the thinking about the product, and about the Swarovski Optic experience. As a developer and manufacturer of products, we have the possibility to go into really much depth when it comes about changing something. We can decide to reduce the input of energy or water. We can think about ways to reuse certain materials. We can omit harmful substances which are being used in manufacturing. So there's a lot of innovative solutions we can use to get high manufacturing standards. And at Swarovski Optic, we are really always challenging ourselves to achieve that as well. As a family business, thinking in generations is nothing new to us. We always think long term, and I think this is something very, very important. As you see here, Swarovski Optic is based right next to a residential area. So there's people living, families living right next to our factory. So very early we had to think about how can we reduce, for example, noise pollution so that people can live there properly. On the other side of the factory, you don't see it in the image, we have a natural park of the Karwendel Mountains. And also that triggered us also to reduce air pollution and water pollution. And we have the highest standards in place to enact that. And I'm quite proud to say like that on the last external audits, we always showed to have a much lower footprint than is legally required. Also, our facilities in Absam run on 100% renewable energy. So these are just some pointers to show where we are already, and this is the beginning of our journey, really. But all this doesn't only benefit the environment, it also benefits the people who work in our company. They have good and safe working spaces. And that, of course, also benefits the products we want to build. We want to achieve the highest precision and quality, and one can only do that if the surroundings are built for that. Next, I want to give you an introduction into our products. Our product strategy is very consciously aimed to build the highest quality products. We very consciously turned away to build cheaper, to build more, and rather focused on the premium market. And that really puts us into a very strong position to also use innovation in creating the best package for the customer. This concerns the product, but also things around the product. For example, packaging. We reduced, traditionally, a lot of plastic foam was used to package the products because they're transported a long way and you don't want to break them. And many years back, we decided that we want to have only carton packaging and enacted that. And also when it comes to accessories and gear products we offer, we don't produce them, but we make sure that our suppliers adhere to high quality and sustainability standards so that we can be in line with our sustainability thought. In terms of products, it is also very important to test them and make sure that the product we build is robust and performs in the most difficult circumstances. And above all, in the sustainability view, it is important that products have a long life. If you look at the life cycle of a product, the biggest footprint you have is when you produce the product. That's where you put in the energy, the materials. That's where you have the biggest footprint. So the longer you can extend the life of a product, the better it is for the environment. So our products are not only developed and produced in such a way that they have a long lifespan, but also we offer services and repairs which, again, extend life further. In case a product falls, it can be fixed and doesn't need to be replaced, which would, again, cause more footprint. Another example I wanted to show where we think already sustainably, thanks to our values, is the Swarovski Optic experience. So when we try to meet our customers, our partners, we always try to find solutions which are flexible, but also reusable in many different circumstances. So you see up here, we have a mobile experience, the green vehicle, which allows us to go and meet people where they actually can experience nature and bring them closer to the wonders of nature. The critical thinkers of you will obviously say, hey, this is fuel-driven, fossil fuel-driven car that's not really sustainable, and I agree. We are not perfect, but we are on a journey, and we are challenging ourselves and always try to improve. An example to show that is the Max bike, where we use an e-bike to basically bring that platform to people. What is important for us also, being a company working for hunting, is that we use our platform to communicate what hunting is about. Our position is that hunting is important for the balance in nature. And we believe that a legal, sustainable, and respectful hunting with the harmony in a harmonious way is very important. In the same way, we also believe that meat harvesting is absolutely ethical. In effect, it is the highest quality food source you can get. There's no transport involved, no antibiotics. There's no intensive livestock farming. This sort of food is regional, it's healthy, and it also makes more mindful consumption because you understand where it comes from. So these were just a few examples to show where we act already sustainably. The title of my presentation was Our Journey to Sustainability, and we are on a journey, and asked ourselves, okay, how can we develop further? All of you will have seen the UN Sustainability Goals, which are 17 goals the UN nations agreed upon in 2015 to realize by 2030. These goals include social, ecological, and economical aspects. So for us, to really make a difference, it was important to develop a strategy. To develop a strategy with a focus so that we can ensure that we can make real change. So in our sustainability strategy, we decided on 3 pillars. We've got the pillar of footprint, where we think about how can we create the most sustainable products. And that is obviously by continually reducing our ecological footprint. And this pillar pays directly into the SDG of climate action and responsible production and consumption. The next pillar in our strategy is biodiversity. Biodiversity, I showed that this crisis is really out of hand. And since we are in business for the love of nature and wildlife observation is so important for us, we have to ask ourselves how we can minimize our ecological footprint beyond our products. So this is more a philanthropic approach where we support projects which do exactly that. And by doing that, we pay into the SDG of life on land, of climate change, and clean water and sanitation. We want to become, in our industry, a leading brand through the biodiversity crisis. And the final pillar is social responsibility. As an employer of 1,000 people, obviously that lies close to our heart. And we ask how we can use our business to contribute to a healthier world. And we want to have a positive influence, obviously, on society. And this pays into the SDG of sustainable growth and development. So this is just to visualize where we are going in our strategy. Obviously, within this strategy, we have different activities and goals which bring us closer to achieving this big change which is needed. We want to make aware and create awareness, and that's also why I'm very thankful to be here today and speak about this topic. But also we don't also want to speak about it, we want to act. And I think we showed that we do that already in many aspects. Sustainability is innovating, it means reducing, it means reusing, recycling, and it is something also which inspires, I believe. And we also want to give back through our strategy. Summing up, I want to say that sustainability is a complex theme. And especially for a company, it is difficult because acting sustainably doesn't mean that it's profitable. The reality of it is actually that if you're a company, you're challenged because it puts you in a disadvantage because the legal rules and regulations don't support sustainability. And it's also complex because it involves so many factors, so you have to really decide on how you're going to tackle this problem. But the good news is that it also has a lot of upsides. It creates real purpose, and so if you have a purpose, you draw people who are willing to make change, Sustainability also makes you innovate, which is very important to have a functioning good business. And this motivation to act internally is also going to be demanded from the customers. In our industry, maybe less in the moment, but it will come. We see that in many other industries already, that customers demand from their favorite brand that they act responsibly. So acting now is also important for your brand and for the future of your business in that way. As it is obviously in the bigger sense important for the future of our planet. Well, thank you very much for your time.